Hey everyone, Updog here, and today we got another monthly recap video for you. Actually, I think it's my first monthly recap. The last one I did was a 3-month recap, but we're going to start doing these monthly, and I got quite a few people in voice chat here to talk about what happened in April. We got Darth Ursula, we got Gator, we've got Comrade Red, which is a pretty rare occurrence for us, so great to have him around. Sham's here,
Hey.
Lonely Legend, and Mr. Wolf if he's gonna be able to be talking, so we'll see how that goes. But how you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Do you guys
I'm kinda just
remember?
chilling.
Do you guys remember what happened in April?
Nope.
Stuff happened in April.
Well,
You know you're talking to, don't you?
That was a horrible question.
yes. Well, let's get started here. So, April 1st, we had a few things. The anniversary gift that they sent out in the inbox message, it caused the game to just almost crash. Huge stability issues, and the open all button was removed. So that was kicking off the month with a bang there. Who doesn't mind it being gone, I guess? Does anybody not mind it being gone? Nope. Okay. I didn't.
I'm pretty salty about it.
Because
I mean, at the end of the day,
it gets annoying trying to open more than. If you have more than 200 orbs, it gets annoying trying to open all of them.
Yep.
I think
bothered.
I think what really created the problem is that, like, after that open all button came out, they started flushing us with more orbs because we were able to not feel like it was painful.
Right.
And now that it's gone, it's noticeable because they didn't reduce the rewards we were getting.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I actually prefer the times
That-
10.
Really? Okay.
I don't think you need to open that many.
No,
No. I've got
when-
thousands of orbs.
Unless you
wanna
get over
open them
20k.
It's a hot
If you
take.
got over
yeah,
1,000
only.
anything, fuck that.
I
use
I
any of
cry
that at
whenever
all.
I have to open more than 200 orbs because I'm sitting there for 5 minutes because the game will freeze while I'm trying to open it.
Yeah, but why do you need to open that many orbs, though?
Because you have so many to
Sometimes
open.
you need to get guard gear.
Yeah.
Because you're greedy.
No, because I want the
No,
gear
sometimes
to
you need
upgrade
them.
characters.
Maintenance, man.
Yeah.
Zero
This
saying
game I want to bring up. I need to open those orbs.
Zero saying in the chat, Sham,
I'm
that
sorry,
so are you saying that Scopely should give us less rewards then? Because it's too many orbs to open.
No. What I'm saying is I'm laying the groundwork for, because everyone's like, always just yelling what the problem is and not saying why it's a problem, right? And so, like, yes, everyone understands it no longer being there, problem, right? But why does it feel like it's such a pressing problem that it needs to be addressed? The reason is because after the orb all button came out, they flushed us with all these orbs, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of feeling why, while it's missing, that it's definitely not there anymore.
Yeah. True.
Are we also bringing in the fact that are we also talking about the anniversary?
No, this is just because of the anniversary gift. That's what caused the thing. I think we talked about the anniversary a little bit in the last news video. So if you're interested in hearing about that, I got timestamps and everything. Go check that out, and I'll put the link down below. So, so the second thing that happened on April Fool's Day was that it was announced that Season 7 of Crucible would be delayed by a week. So that was not a joke.
Oh God!
Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
for a
let's
second.
talk
Yeah,
about. I want to hear your. I want to hear your thoughts on it, comrade, because I didn't really get to. We never really get to chat much because we're both streaming. We're both streaming at the same time. Yeah, and we both do Crucible every week. So yeah, how did it go for you?
It felt. It's just like the open all orbs button. It felt like there was something empty and lost, right? Like it's like a big hole. You can't fill it.
Yep.
So now you got to fill it with something else, like community RTA.
Okay, is that what you did? How did that go?
Oh yeah. It's fun if you can match with people that you know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was in there once, or like for a few minutes, and Like one person was like, okay, I'm gonna hit fight, and then the other person was like, okay, I'm going to.
Oh yeah.
So
Honestly, I don't know if anybody else felt the same way I did, but the week where we didn't have Cosmic Crucible, honestly, I really wasn't looking forward to playing MSF at all. Because all I was doing was hopping on, collecting the rewards, and then hopping off.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, something to keep in mind is that Crucible is one of those game modes where it's just like War, right? Where it's one of the integral columns of the game, and they've built it that way to feel that way, right? So when it does go missing like that, like, yeah, sure, you can give us like standardized rewards for our ranks, but the thing is that now we're missing out on that experience of actually playing the game.
Yeah. Now we suggested as or in the Envoy chat, we suggested if this ever happens again, or if something similar happens, like let's say War is down for a week or something, that they should just run like a tower or a pocket dimension or something to help us, still enjoy the game a little bit.
I mean, they're missing out on screen time. They're missing out on screen time by having that board.
Right, exactly. Yep.
I mean, also, like, for a perfect situation, right, is, they could easily run, like, a Crucible 32, right? They could even use, like, the first Crucible 32's rules, or maybe even just, like, switch up those rules, to have, like, the season we just had's rules, so that it's not like, they're changing coding or anything. They're just adding those same rules. They're just having more people in it,
Yeah.
And it won't count towards leaderboards or, anything like that. It'll give you the rewards for, like, the same rewards that you got in your inbox. You'll still get those at the end of the week, like normal. You're not going to go up or down in rank. It's just a fun, like, hey, on our end, we had a reason why we had to extend this another week. So we're going to let you guys have some fun with this, let you guys goof off, let you guys enjoy it. And then whatever happens from there, the next week, the regular Crucible season will begin.
Right. Yeah, we actually asked about the 32, and apparently it's a big logistical thing that's very hard for them to do, like, right at the last minute. So that wasn't an option. We also said or suggested that maybe they could do, like, a couple of content creator brackets or something where content creators are facing off against each other so that at least the community could watch that, So...
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something about that, actually. Whenever you have people that you know of that match up and stuff like that, do you have like rules where you don't guide them or anything like that?
It kind of depends on the matchup. Like, Sham and Seer faced off against each other. Yeah. And I don't think we helped, but like Run and Benny.
So, like,
oh, go ahead, Sham.
For that one, Conrad, we kind of just like met beforehand, and we were like, hey, we went to Updog, we were like, hey, we were kind of thinking like a football thing, like where we flip a coin and then like each person does a room, and like whoever's fighting, like anyone can help out that person while they're fighting, things like that. Just so it made it fair, it made it fun, and it also like made it more feel like an event than anything else.
Yeah.
And like I know Benny, Westside, and Run 7, they faced up against each other a few weeks ago, and they kind of helped each other a little bit too. So I don't know. I've seen it done both ways, and I don't mind either way. I don't really have a preference, but I think it's just up to if they're going to be on my stream, I'll just let them do it however they want. So.
Giggity.
All right. Oh yeah. So then April Fool's, the last thing that happened on April Fool's Day was we got the big head mode. What did you guys think of that?
I want that back.
I felt targeted.
I want that back so bad. I absolutely love that.
I feel like Darth felt targeted.
It was okay. I mean, it was fun for the first couple matches, but after that, it kind of got annoying. Not gonna lie.
I
think that was kind of the purpose of it, though, right?
Yeah.
Still felt targeted.
I've got a question for Darth on that one.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, God.
Darth, did you feel targeted?
No, I didn't even think about it.
You liar, Darth.
So, whenever it comes to things like this, right, we have to remember last year where they lost one of their biggest spenders for a while. Actually, I think they just lost him in general. I know his account had a little bit of activity, but because they decided to make an April Fool's joke as an offer,
Yep.
So I think that they've definitely like changed in a better, more positive way on how they're dealing with it. I think that like just a silly little thing that, lasts for 24 hours, we can just have fun with, it is what it is. Like, I know other video games do random stuff, like some shooter video games have it where like you have infinite grenades and they have like 3 times the blast radius and you're just throwing shit,
Yeah.
Like random stuff like that.
Or where one of the biggest first-person shooter games for a while, during April Fool's, you weren't shooting bullets, you were shooting rubber chickens.
Awesome.
Nice. Can you get a headshot with that?
Like games like
Peter?
Huh?
Could you get a headshot with that?
3 words. I have 3 words for you. Cluck, cluck, cluck.
Yeah, so like whenever it comes down to things like that, like I think that them keeping it simple, non-monetary, non-game effective is the best way to go for situations like April Fool's, right? Because it wasn't you didn't have to spend money on it. It didn't change how the game played. It just changed how it looked visually. And nothing negatively got affected because of ginormous heads. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so that was like I want to like give props. They came out with something. It was fun. It was enjoyable for everybody. And if you didn't like it, you didn't have to use it.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
It was default set to off. So that way, if you didn't like it, then leader was hilarious.
The leader Easter egg was
hilarious, man.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Gator.
Wild.
Go ahead, Gator.
I feel like the big heads thing was, again, I'm gonna agree with Sham on that one, was the best thing that they could have done.
Yeah.
For an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, a few years ago, well, probably more than a few years ago now. I don't know when it was. Comrade might remember, but they did a April Fool's blog where they announced a character called The Wall, and he was just like a brick wall, and they had like a whole kit for him and everything. It was hilarious. So yeah, they're kind of going back to that.
Dude.
Stuff like that is okay, but as soon as you start targeting somebody as an April Fool's joke, that's when it goes a little too far.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep. So the next thing that happened was the Age of X Age of X debut event, and that was kind of like a showcase a little bit. But it had like training mat orbs, gold orbs. It had all sorts of stuff for all kinds of players. I really liked that they did that. What did you guys think about that Age of X event? Or
it was free
showcase
stuff.
Or whatever. Yep, free stuff. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it was actually amazing because that Age of X, especially the training orbs, I know that for me, training orbs are a choke point for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially at the TCP I'm sitting at, trying to push up into the 50 and 60 million TCP range.
Right.
It helps out a lot. It goes even just getting 40 at a time helps out a long way, because that could be the difference from taking a character up from 99 to 100.
Yep.
So like another thing to keep in mind with this, right? Because I have a baby account that I play like once or twice a week. I want to see what it feels like to be a minimal engaged player in the new player game, right? It's so fucking slow. But events like that are so fantastic because I'm able to sign in and be led through this journey, not like feel like I have to upgrade specific. Just led through it, and I earn like random amounts of character shards for characters that may or may not even be good, like tons of materials, all that different kind of stuff that allows me to feel like even if like I can't play every single day, I can still progress.
Right.
The other thing that this event did that I don't know if we've paid attention to is it may be them kind of setting the groundwork for this Age of X thing is not going to feel as punishing and restrictive as Apocalypse's journey did.
Yeah. Yep. I hope so. All right. So then the same day, DD7 was first completed by Beta Ray Bill. So was anybody following along with his progress?
Yes.
Yeah.
I watched the Global a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't watch it, but I was following on the game.
On the game, in the map thing, in here.
Yes. Okay. The the first couple of days, it looked like he was struggling to get through it.
Yeah.
And then I think I checked 2 days before he beat it the first time, and he was already at 70. He jumped from being at like 14.5% all the way up to 77%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm seeing Mephistos like
Ooh, on your
in the
Crucible
Gulag,
here.
man.
Oh wow, really?
Nah, yeah, we got somebody that has one that's doing
Oh,
Crucible with us
who's
now.
that?
Not fun in war. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
if you've
I
ever
saw one
seen,
of
have you ever heard of Cindy?
Oh yeah,
the
Cindy.
Warrior
Yeah,
Queen?
She's
Yeah,
she does her matches with you guys. That's cool.
Yeah, she comes in pretty
Nice.
late night.
Okay.
She'll do them with a theme sometimes, but
Nice.
it looks like that in room 4 you can't ult because there's a bug.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
Oof.
Hey.
Yeah, I heard that too. The room.
Because they're treating it like energy, and it's not supposed to be treated like energy. It's supposed to be packs, right? He does one of 3 different things, and the room is treating it as if he doesn't have enough energy to do the ult.
The ult. Oh, but he can do
Oh,
the
damn.
special.
Someone says
Yeah, he can do the special and the basic, but he can't do the ult.
I'm
that-
sure that someone said that in our cluster chat
Is that
just the
on?
other day.
Is that on offense and defense, or
It's just room 4 on offense.
just room for an
That's right.
offense? Okay, interesting. Huh. Wow, that's crazy.
Weird.
Well, it looks like we got 17 people now who have Mephisto, so that's crazy.
Wow.
So
I don't even have a Gear 19 character yet.
I did
It's
watch.
not fun in war.
There she is.
I did watch Beta beat that last node. There was, I don't know how many. I can't remember how many people were in that stream, but it was quite a bit. it was a good time. So
Yeah.
let's see here. So next up we had the Iron Patriot event, his free to play release, his event, where you get all of his shards. A lot of people did not get enough Iron Patriot shards, so more were added into a free claim and into an inbox message. Did any of you have problems unlocking him or
did.
with his event? You did, Lonely. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, Flint in chat saying he was
So-
Got
3
enough
shards
4
off.
stars with the bonus.
You got 4 stars. What?
With the bonus shards that they sent.
Oh, okay. So you did pretty good then. But did you buy
I'm a filthy
him
whale.
or
No.
no? Okay.
I got maybe opened the 1 orb, but otherwise, no, it was primarily in the event.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really speak on it because I bought him, so
Yeah.
I'll wait till the next
Yeah.
subject.
I bought
Oh,
him.
secondhand.
I can't really say anything because I didn't have a problem getting him.
Okay. Did you buy him or were
Did
you?
you buy him?
No, I played the event.
Really, Zero?
Well, I don't know what you guys are now, but I'm only like 3 red and I'm 52/80.
Hmm,
So
okay.
I either dropped 50 or a hundo, and for those 2, I dropped a hundo.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Zero's at 296 out of 300. Free to play.
Jesus
man.
Christ.
no way.
No,
I'm sorry.
He's joking.
That's crap. He's joking.
So Gator, you
Might not
said
be.
you didn't have a problem getting him?
No, not through the event.
Not through the event. Okay. Cool. Okay. Nice. And did you open any of his orbs with cores or anything?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Free to pay.
Free to pay.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind too, right,
said
is
free
that
to
a lot of like the issues with these character events that become an issue is that they're RNG based, right?
Yep.
And so, like a majority of people are going to be able to eventually unlock this character through the event, but some may not. Some may way over fucking get him. Like some people, I guess, like it's theoretically possible you could max him out at these fucking events because you just keep on getting the max drop
Yep.
over and over again.
True. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about
So-
Peter B. Parker kind of had a similar event, but we'll talk about that later since that was later in the month. I want to hear what you guys think. Well, thought about that one too. But then we had a new character poll. The vote was either Man Thing or Werewolf by Night, and the devs told us that they didn't want to do 3 characters. They wanted to have a really close race to see see what happens. You know, who would win the vote? I think Man Thing won, right?
Man Thing
sure.
somehow won.
Yeah. So
Yes, I'm happy about that.
you're happy about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody really passionate about either of those characters?
I mean, I think I could say I'm very dish passionate about a fucking green dude. Like, I mean, I know what a werewolf is. Everybody does. But what the fuck is a Man Thing? It looks like a swamp elephant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Marvel's version of Swamp Thing.
He has more notoriety, but I mean, a werewolf and a vampire on a team would be cool.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yep. I voted for them
100%.
evenly because I like both of them evenly. So
Why not both? You know?
yeah, exactly.
Like the little taco girl, you know?
Yep.
Why
So
not both?
I've talked about this before on some of my other streams, but like with these character polls, the losers don't necessarily, they're not going to be stricken from the game forever. They could eventually come, but they say that the winners, they want to, you know, make sure that they are represented well and for long enough that the community feels that, you know, they're taking these polls seriously. So
Well, I definitely wouldn't say why not both, because if you're not careful, they're going to put both, and they're going to be like, well, we didn't put Blade in the game because you guys said why not both, so we gave you both, but teams are only 5 players, so...
we'll get the legendary Man Thing then, I guess, instead of the legendary Blade.
Is that what we're projecting?
I think
Oh,
that's,
100%.
that's
They're
some of
putting
the
a vampire
theories,
on their
yeah.
team.
I think they could be
They're gonna
the
go
Mystic
team.
Raid team, yeah. Maybe.
Or if they're going to do it,
The bother of doing the poll, they're definitely going to bring them out.
Yeah.
or what they may do is do like a monsters thing, and then like a couple months later come out with like the counter to them being a Blade-based team.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night.
Yep.
Yeah, so you never
Or-
know what's going on.
Well, if we see another character that didn't make it, I mean, we haven't yet, I don't think.
Nope, not yet. Nope.
So,
So,
if we see another character make it, boy. It's
Next would
on.
be Monster Sync.
I mean, because you got to remember also that these characters don't have kits. So I estimate it takes about 3 months to build up the team after they come out with who they want to be on it, right?
right.
And so, what's 3 months before October?
So by July.
I would say by like the end of July, we're likely going to have like the final character poll for that team. And then like a month before October, they'll fucking be like, hey, this is going to be the team. This is going to be what they do to you guys. And then like a couple of weeks before they come out, they're going to do the same thing for like the standard public. And then they'll start pushing out the team for like a late October, like Halloween release.
Right.
And none of it will work upon release.
Nope, none of it. That's fair. Hope you're right.
Well, the next thing that happened was the Zombie Jugs event came back. What'd you guys think of that?
I can't remember it.
You can't remember?
I loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I think it depends on how much you like zombies.
Yeah, true. I mean, I was surprised, really, honestly, that they brought it back. Because I wasn't expecting it to come back till October like we had for Zim. You know, we had Zim, his initial release, and then the next time he came back was the following year. So I think it was great they brought it back. The only thing I didn't like was the nodes. They could have had more attempts on it, so you didn't have to core, like, because if you cored some of the energy, you ran out of nodes, so you had to like core the actual node to refresh that. That was the
Yes, you were punished for trying to play too much, basically.
yeah. I mean, I agree that should be that way for the initial run, which is what it was, but for the second run, they should have updated that a little bit instead of just copy paste. But that's a little thing. So
I can't kiss.
I mean, I just think it was nice to kind of get more shards for the character. I think that waiting a full year, I like that, you know, these zombie characters that come out at Halloween and, you know, they're fun little things, but like, I think that them being time gated makes it really difficult, especially with them being a team that's based for a specific game mode that's one of the pillars of the game.
yeah,
I think that it makes it kind of difficult for like people that just pick up the game. Like if you started playing the game in, you know, November or December, right? Then you have to wait a whole 10 months to even get the opportunity to get a character. Like, come on, you know, like
it's a different game down there.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel very good.
Well,
but if they're doing it like every 6 months, they come out with an event for them, then it feels better.
Yeah, and they had the Battle Pass 2 or the Strike Pass, whatever one he was in. That was pretty nice too. So
yeah.
We had Comp Case in the chat saying they got me to spend money over $200 for zombie Juggs.
Jesus. I mean, I spent like $50 to finally just zero him out on 7 red, but or not 7 red, 5 red, but
yeah.
I didn't buy his initial offers, so I felt like, you know, at the same time it was kind of like just buying the character for the first time.
Right. I mean, I was at 4 yellow and I got him up 1 star, so I was happy with that.
Anyway,
so the next thing that happened was they made some improvements to the new player experience, getting your commander level up a lot quicker. There was, you know, for a few months before this was announced, we found some people figured out that some players were getting boosted XP, commander XP, some players weren't on new accounts and stuff like that. So they finally just made it official, made it apply for everyone. So the leveling changes, they said they're adding more free characters for new players, and even new commander events too. So I think that's great. That, you know, they told us back in October when we visited them at the studio that they were going to be focusing, the whole 2024 is going to be focused on new players and getting new players caught up to the end game quicker. So that's just going to benefit everyone, really, to get more competition up in the end game and everything. How do you guys feel about that?
I have a couple strong views, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think it's great as a brand new player coming in, think, wow, okay, I've got all this, which they won't appreciate because they won't know any better unless you're having like a second account.
Right.
But it's kind of unfair in a way for people like us who've been playing for years, because we didn't have this kind of stuff available. And it's like, I'm not asking for compensation and something like that, but I'm thinking it's much easier for a new player to come along or create a new account or a secondary account.
Right.
But it's like, well, we've missed out.
So I would actually really appreciate the ability to just cut you off real quick and say that I can 100% see where you're coming from, but also understand that whenever you started playing, right? I want to say if you started playing about 2-ish years ago, that Dark Dimension 6 was like on the horizon. It wasn't even out yet. Like there was, you know, no Apocalypse Saga. The raids were like, I think in the Doom phase, maybe, things like that. So the game was a whole lot less daunting than it is now. They have 7 Dark Dimensions to catch up on. They have an Apocalypse Saga to do. They're about to have an Xtreme or an X-Men Saga to do. They've got like 6 different variations of just like the green raids to do, let alone the Greeks and the new raid they're coming out. Like the new players need this type of thing. Otherwise, it's going to be a situation where the people that have been playing for 3 years are only going to be able to play with people that have been playing for 3 years, because the people that are starting to play the game can physically not catch up.
Right. And
good point.
With lonely, yeah, not to, I know what you're saying, and I know how you feel. I kind of feel that way too, but also,
because I've just worked out the days, and I didn't realize I've been playing for so long now. It's like 1,721 days, which is like 4.7 years. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh man!
But that's lonely. It's kind of like saying, I don't know if you're old enough to remember.
I'm afraid
this.
to look.
Well,
Comrade's probably old enough to remember this.
I'm so old.
But
I'm there.
But it's kind of like saying, the people that that only grew up with having the internet, who didn't know what it was like before the internet existed, they have to suffer now because they shouldn't have the internet. That's kind of like saying that, right?
Yeah, I didn't mean to be like nasty.
No, I know. But it's like that's just how technology and
life.
yeah, like everything progresses. So if it's gonna help the end game become more competitive, then I'm all for that. So.
And again, Lonely, like I didn't mean to make you feel like I was trying to come across with like you being like, you know, negative in anything. It's not that way at all. I was just trying to like maybe have you see it from a different perspective, right? Because I have a new player account, right? And so whenever I sign on, like I don't mind playing because I know that, you know, eventually I will get to Apocalypse, things like that. But it's a lot faster of a process now. So that way, like eventually, maybe one day my baby account and my main account can go head to head.
Yeah.
Or my baby account will pass Updog in Crucible because he's super slow climbing the ranks. Whatever ends up happening, you know, it makes it feel like if I start playing the game over again, I'm not going to be at a like massive detriment.
Right.
Yep. And the great thing is you've got the knowledge of what not
Yeah.
to do and what to do now.
True.
So
Yeah, I won't bring Merc Lieutenant to level 100 or anything, you know?
Yeah.
Probably the best comment from chat on that was Nemesis saying, Sham just said, hold up, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album.
But
I'm in the boat with Shame on this. It brings up competition and whatnot.
Welcome to the boat.
But on the flip side,
okay,
yes, they are getting a boosted account. But like I mentioned, or like we mentioned in the video that me and you did,
right?
They're gonna run so fast into gear and training mats issues if they're not spending, and that's just gonna slow them down astronomically. So yes, they are gonna be level 100, but they're gonna have like tier 16 characters because they don't have all the mats that you need to get them up.
Yeah, true.
That means you should watch Updog's content and Comrade's content, so that way you guys, and Nemesis's content, to make sure you guys are keeping up to date on the newest and coolest ways to play this game.
Yes. Video with Darth linked below. So the month-long event, this Nature Nurture, was actually added to the milestone portion of the web page. And I heard there was some people that were able to double dip, but I think according to Scopely that wasn't very many people. So, but they did end up taking it down. If they can get this fixed, do you guys like this option that they are adding it to the website as well?
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah,
at all.
I dig it.
You like it?
We're gonna
Okay.
be getting more stuff.
I dig it.
Okay.
Why complain?
No. So, let me rephrase. Whenever I claim it in the web store, it also claims it like in game, so I can't double dip.
Correct.
I don't see what the point is.
Right.
But if I can double dip and I get like incentivized to use the web store, abso-fucking-lutely send it, Scopely. I will keep that brown on my nose, as Darth says.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, I
Free
agree with
stuff.
you.
Everybody loves free stuff.
Yep.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Moral of the story today.
So anyway, so Spider
What's next
Society, they got some speed stat bumps and some other little minor tweaks here and there. I know when we were doing the test server, we had suggested some other things the Envoys did. So that made it into those changes as well. So anybody really care about that or notice that at all?
Nope.
Nope.
So I actually used Spider Society in War today. And they actually were pretty fun to use. I used them with Big Time because I don't have Infestation on defense because Black Widow's the worst character in the game. And so I was, playing my War attack, and I was like, this may work, it may not work. And they shredded. I don't even know what I fought. They beat them so damn fast, it wasn't even funny. And it wasn't like a massive punch down or anything. It was actually a punch up because they're like 2 stars. So like, they fucked
They're
them
an
up.
amazing team.
Yeah.
The full team
They
is
are
very
an
massive.
amazing fucking team. You got,
And I don't even have Penny.
You need Penny, man. You just got to get
definitely
Penny.
Yep.
I'm actually using that team in my RTA, and I'm pretty much having a great time in there.
Nice. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Weird.
So on the topic of Spider Society, a little bit more, on the 17th they announced Spotlight Raids, which they're saying that Spider Society and Alpha Flight would be required for, but that's all we really know about it. So, what was your guys' reactions to that announcement?
So I'll take the lead on this one when I say that I think they have great opportunity to fuck up, but also be successful here, right? So like, if they make it so that you need these characters like before they're fully free to play, like this should not come out until all members of both teams have their events have at least started.
Right.
Because if, like, for example, right, me and Ice Alliance, let's say I buy the raid teams and all other 23 members don't, and so I'm the only one that's able to do the Alpha Flight. Okay, well now I feel like I need to go to a different alliance because I'm willing to spend on raid teams. I feel like spending should not create a crux in an alliance.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And that's what they have the potential to do here.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the name of the game. If you're spending and other people aren't, eventually you're gonna wind up in an alliance. Like I've climbed like a whole 5 or 6 spots since I got in the council, and it's getting to be where the only people that are in front of me now is like 2 Krakens and ZKG and Juicy. That's it.
Wow. Crazy. Anybody else got any thoughts on that? Spotlight Raids?
Alpha Flight's a goofy ass team. That's the other thought.
In order for them, I don't mind them doing that. For the simple fact that same with the Kyln event, that the tower that's going on right now.
Yeah.
That's how they keep this game running, is people spinning on this game. And if they do stuff like that, it's going to increase profit or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's going to help them better this game. If they don't do it, they always do free to play, then this game will never improve. They'll never implement new systems. They'll never fix old systems. Right. So I honestly don't mind them doing that.
No. I actually agree with Darth on this, because something that's super key that I completely forgot whenever I made my statement was that they're only required for the hardest difficulties.
True, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there are earlier difficulties that have maybe less rewards, but spenders get more rewards is kind of how it works.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really fair.
Which is how it should work.
Right.
You should be compensated for paying and spending on the game.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, in the Envoy server, we did bring up your concerns about Sham, about, the timing of the release of the Spotlight Raids and stuff, but
Dates, wasn't it?
but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just more worried that Alpha Flight is not gonna be it's gonna be like a different mode, but we're gonna have to use them in these raids, and they're not gonna be good at them. So that's what I'm more worried about. But
I mean, it's the same thing with Wakandon. Wakandon are pretty much mandatory for Greek, or Infestation is mandatory for Greek, but I mean, yeah, they're not the best, but they still get through it.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing
but
too.
you also have to remember.
Go ahead, Jim.
So the other thing is, like, if they're doing these Spotlight Raids with every 2 teams that come out, well, I didn't even touch Out of Time except for Black Knight, right? So, if they make it so that, like, in order to be in the alliance that I'm in, I buy other raid teams, but I don't buy war teams. So if they make it so that in order to perform in the raids, I need to, like, buy war teams, it's not going to feel super great.
Right. Yeah.
It depends on what you're interested in, right? Like, what is it that's like your favorite thing in this game?
Oh, I love
Crucible?
Raids and Crucible is my shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I
Raging
bought
out on Crucible.
I bought Cabal, but Raid on Crucible is a little fucking goofy, but that's just because there's intersecting tags and all kinds of other shit. But
yeah.
But the other thing I was concerned about with the Spotlight Raids is what the difficulty level is going to be. Like, are we going to need Gear 18 on Alpha Flight as well, or is it going to be more like Gamma 4.5, maybe just a little bit harder or something? So, a lot of unanswered questions with that. Why Sam said something in the chat I want to bring up real quick. So, The thoughts of spending versus free to play. There are folks that I know that are spending in my alliance who either bought or cored Hive Mind. One guy in particular just finished Big Boy APOC, and yet he doesn't have Extreme Secret Defenders or Superior 6 built. Some people just, for whatever reason, do not pay attention to the meta and don't manage their resources correctly. So that part of that, Sam, is Scopely wanting, or they're indirectly making people want to, or have to be in alliance with like-minded individuals. Like Comrades Alliance, if there was such a thing as a Crucible Alliance, his alliance would be it. Because everybody loves Crucible in his alliance.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. We're not getting anything else.
They don't care much about war. They do the best they can in raids, but
we're still top 200 and everything.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Or like Mr. Wolf on the voice here too. Like he's in a top war alliance. They really care about war and stuff. So
Cham should join that alliance then.
Yeah, fuck the war.
I was gonna say, if you want to fight Onslaught, that's who we're fighting right now.
I'm good.
Oh wow, crazy.
If I was smart, I'd go join Nemesis and Boopy and stuff, man. But you know.
Yeah.
Someone said in our cluster that like war was it rank 28?
Oh yeah, they were 34th. They ranked 34th. Yeah, Mr.
That's my
Wolf.
big account.
Yeah. He's giving them all the secrets over there.
Yeah, me and Zero are in the same RTA alliance.
RTA alliance. Nice. So the next thing that happened was the Extreme X-Men became farmable. I know for me, I had already had Sunspot at 7 yellow by the time he was added to the store. But I did need Forge. Although unfortunately he was added to the War store. And then Nightcrawler was added to the Crucible store. So what did you guys think of those locations, the farming locations of those?
Nightcrawler for the Crucible store was a really good move, especially for people who have a lot of the gold and silver, or a lot of the gold credit, Cosmic Crucible credits.
Yep.
So you could get him to 7 pretty easily.
Yep.
That was probably the best move. Who'd they put in the War store?
Forge.
Yeah, that wasn't the best move.
So then where would you rather they have put him?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Maybe the raid. So I would have said the raid store.
The raid store for Forge? Interesting. Okay.
Yes, because honestly, a lot of the characters that are in the raid store, everybody's now getting to 7. So most of them should already be maxed out. For War, I know at least for me, because I don't have my Iron Heart at 7, because I don't have enough war. I don't get enough war credits to be able to buy them every single time Iron Heart comes out.
Okay.
Especially since I was buying gear out of the War store. And then they threw in Forge in there.
Yep.
So then you have to make a choice. Okay, do I want to upgrade Iron Heart to 7 red? Or do I want to upgrade Forge to 7 red?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the point of the game, though, isn't it? To make your decision on who you're going to upgrade.
Exactly, yeah. It's a resource management game, Gator. Manage those resources.
But isn't it time? Isn't it up time they upgraded the Blitz store, because the tunes that are in the Blitz store are like old.
Well, they just added Ms. Marvel Arclight.
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
What's that?
So yeah, they added Mockingbird and Slayer.
Nah. Who wants Mockingbird?
And Slayer in there.
Slayer was the pits, though.
Yeah, Slayer was going in there. Was pretty good.
I've maxed them all.
Yeah, you finished Slayer.
I've maxed everyone.
Those of us who like War and didn't have Mockingbird at 7 were very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
I actually refreshed the Blitz store more than any other store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's for War.
Yeah. I guess I did have Nightcrawler.
I either have the things or I don't.
I guess I did have Nightcrawler at 7 yellow as well before he was added, but So Hive Mind should be next, I believe, right? Was Hive Mind next? So they'll be the next farmable characters. So maybe one of them will get to the Blitz store, maybe Gwenum. I don't see Void Knight going to the Blitz store.
No,
I see him in the Crucible store or the Raid store.
Yeah.
And then Red Goblin, he might be back in the War store as well. The War store is really crowded.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
And they do that on purpose because they want you to make that choice, Gator.
The War store's been crowded for years, though.
Yeah, it has, yep. Although, why is Sam here in the chat saying Arena, too? But I think he was talking about one of the other Xtreme X-Men characters. But yeah, that could be Red Goblin could go to Arena store. But speaking of stores, we had the shiny coin store that started a few days ago.
Fuck that thing.
Jesus.
I guess we know how Sham feels.
Or unique.
Yeah.
Or unique.
Expensive.
Even if it would have costed a bunch, like you could have only gotten a few uniques or different red gear caps, it would have been really nice to have some of it in there.
Yeah, like when Gear 18 came out, I know they had a store that it was really expensive, but we were able to get a little bit of Gear 18, but they didn't do that with this one. And the other problem was that if they would have just structured the web milestone to be an 8-day long length, and you had to spend 80,000 or whatever it is, however many coins over those 8 days, that would have been a lot better than having to spend 10,000 per day.
10,000 a day.
Yeah.
Or don't have it feed into an alliance event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
when
a major fucking pain point.
But when they put things like, I'm looking at it right now, Nova's basic awakening ability material, if you want that, it's 40,000 gold. It's like, how the hell?
Yeah.
You know? And you can't, and they want 10,000 per day on the web mile.
Right.
The milestone. So there's no way that you can do your web milestone.
Or
if you're trying to save up.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking at mine, and it's 50 gold promotion credits for 3,250 shiny coins.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I'm at the point where I'm not using gold promotion credits.
Right. Yeah.
You.
Yep. Exactly.
So why make?
I'm finding also is very, very similar pieces as well. Like there hasn't been one piece to help with the new meta team, the Spider Society. So that I've been waiting to upgrade these new tunes, but there's been nothing in the store to help with that.
Yeah.
And again, 50 L4 training modules for 7,500 shiny coins. That's a ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest ripoffs that Scopey's had in a while.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it looks like we're going to be getting this, or we're going to be keeping the store for a while longer yet for the next week's event too. So then the next thing up was the Kyln Tower. Second run of Kyln Tower started just a couple of days ago as well. And they added some new floors with the Spider Society and Cabal. And they're really pushing that Spider Society to sell them. So, well, have you guys gotten?
That's what happens when people say they don't want to buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like on, what is it, 42?
42, okay.
Wait, not 42.
They're incentivizing people to spend.
Yep.
But you get a lot of resources, like getting to
43.
40 wasn't nearly as bad as it was last time we had it released.
Yeah.
43 don't make sense to me. I don't know how to do it.
I just stopped.
I know it's completable. I've got some guys in my alliance that have completed it.
Right.
I got to 41. I cleared 41 a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to clear 42, but it's without Penny. Although I think you need to sack on 42. I just don't have the characters for it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
I know she is.
I mean, that's what it was like on the last 3 floors last time, though, right? You needed to have Scroll. If you didn't have Scroll, you couldn't get through it, basically. And you needed to have some other characters at
Even with
Gear
Scroll, it was
18.
hard.
So
yeah,
it kind of sucks that they're making the new characters required.
You want to know what's bad?
What?
What's bad is that at 44, man, or no, it's one of the last nodes. You need a sack, I think.
Yeah, with Underworld
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody in my alliance did it without any sacrifice attacks or anything. So I was trying to get him to tell me what he did.
It is possible. I've seen
on their behalf, they did put a 7 yellow black cat. She's not a 3 diamond black cat. So, I mean, come on. They're pretty much like giving floor 46 away.
I mean, it's nice for like people like Darth and probably Sam here in the chat, where the first run they couldn't get very far, and now they're getting a lot further, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the last thing we got on the list is about the Peter B. Parker, these planetary orbs right here. For a couple of hours on Monday, I think it was, the drop rates were increased. Oh, this 2 shard drop had fallen off, and the drop rates for 4 and all these other drop rates had increased quite a bit. So that happened for a couple hours. They sent out some compensation based on if you opened orbs during that broken time period or not. You know, if you opened up X amount of orbs, I don't remember the numbers, but if you, I think it was like 4 or less, then you got 20 shards for compensation, or it was a really weird compensation. But did anybody take advantage of that time period where they were boosted?
No.
No.
Oh, are you talking about the mistake?
Yeah, the Peter B. Parker event orbs.
Oh yeah, no, I had I had 3 orbs during that period.
Oh, okay. Did you open them then?
Yeah.
They gave me like 20.
Maybe like 20
shards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. A guy in my alliance got 20 as well.
I just don't think that the thing was like game breaking enough that it like the compensation they sent out was adequate for the mistake, right? Because 0 to 4 means that if you opened like none, that you would have, if you opened 4 orbs, have gotten 20 shards, right?
Yep.
If you did open more than that, then you would get the subsequent amount of how many you would have gotten. So like at the end of the day, like it's not the end of the world. It's not like anybody had like, 65 of the fucking orbs saved up free to play and then got a free to play 7 yellow star. And if they did, good for them. It's one of those things where like Scopely messes up and it's not so destructive to the fucking economy like, that whole thing where you could claim the bang for your buck milestone 55 times.
Yeah.
That it like throws the game out of whack. But at the same time, like some people were able to take advantage and have a good time. Other people that weren't still got 20 shards. This is a victory for me.
Right.
I think 20 shards is quite a lot because quite often you'll only get anything between 2 to 4 shards in 1 orb.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right.
So 20 shards, that's actually good compensation.
Yeah. It put me over for 5, which was fantastic.
Hey, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, that is all I had for April, and we will do another one in May. Thank you, Darth, and Gator, and Sham, and Comrade, and Lonely. Thank you all, guys, for contributing.
Thanks for
thank you,
us.
chat. And we will see you guys next time. And make sure you spend those resources wisely, everyone. We'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.